businesses, it does not matter. We need more businesses starting in Hinesville. This is a good time to start. Well, to start on our State of the City address, I'd just like to say our city is in good shape. Hinesville is one of the most progressive cities, and I know you've heard me say this before, but it's borne out by the accolades and the awards that we get. And you'll see as we get in there, this year we were named for another award. This is the fiscal shape of our city. We have weathered the storm to a large degree. We are in better fiscal condition than we've been in a long time simply because of the budgets. We're in better condition than most of the cities in Georgia, primarily because we've had growth. We had a $1.4 million deficit in our budget this year because of SPLOST. SPLOST was designed to handle capital projects such as City Hall and OMI and a number of other things. We didn't get it passed this year, but we hope to do it again next year. That deficit, the $1.4 million deficit, is what SPLOST would have meant to the city, where we would have had to pay bills. So what we had to do was to cut some of our capital projects and our expenditures, and we had to increase the millage rate by 1.2 mills. It's now 11.51 mills. It hasn't been that high in a long time, and I hope that when SPLOST passes, we'll be able to roll back that, and the property owners won't see an increase in their property taxes. We're going to have Wi-Fi in Bradwell Park, thanks to CenturyLink. Where's CenturyLink here? They may not be here today, but what they are doing is they will put free Wi-Fi in Bradwell Park. That's downtown where we have the farmers market. Retail recruitment. We had an initiative with the Chamber of Commerce, the Development Authority, City of Hinesville, to recruit retail into Hinesville. And I think they've been successful. It wasn't a part, some of the things that came was not really a part of that recruitment. But once people saw the value in Hinesville, the median household income in Hinesville is higher than all of about 3 cities in the state of Georgia. And that's because of our military and our industries that we have throughout the county. The one thing I would say is lock your cars. Just lock your cars. Because if you don't, then they show up in our statistics. And most of the time the cars are either vandalized or stolen is because the keys were in the car. It's sad to say, but that's exactly what happens all over the city. I used to get a lot of complaints that the police did this or the police did that. We got those cameras and those complaints dropped almost to zero. And the reason being, it does 2 things. It helps the officers and it helps the person that's being stopped or arrested. It helps the officers in that I can monitor what they say. They don't have a way of controlling. I will say this, most of the things that we get, we stop them for are speeding and other driving violations. Most of our tickets are warning tickets. We don't give, if the person doesn't create a problem or doesn't have a prior record and they're speeding, in most cases we give them a warning ticket, both for the military and our civilian community. And the reason for it is that a person can make a mistake and speed. We don't need to make funds or make our budget on the backs of our citizens. These are the issues that will cause us problems in the future. BRAC. And I will say this, Congress right now is fighting BRAC. BRAC is an acronym meaning base, realignment, and closure. And it scares most people because that means that you may end up losing your base or it's being decreased in size. We went and talked to Congress on the 25th and 26th of March. What we did is we took people from Savannah, from Hinesville, from Pembroke, from Bluffton, Hilton Head, and Beaufort, South Carolina. And people wonder why we do this. It is much more difficult to close a base if you're only talking, if you're talking a regional concept instead of a local concept. But they liked the idea that we brought up regionality. I have a map that I didn't include here that shows the entire coast, actually from Wilmington all the way down to Jacksonville. And when you look at that space, it is the only space that the military can actually use. One of the criteria for keeping soldiers and missions in the future is being able to deploy. You cannot deploy any place in the United States as easily or as inexpensively as you can from Fort Stewart on Army Airfield. I tried to think of an adjective that would fully describe what Hinesville is. Bright is the only one that I could come up with, because our future here is bright, it's progressive. We live in a place that many people wish they lived in. In our city, we have about 37 to 39 ethnic groups, identifiable ethnic groups, and we all mix together. We all are a part of this city. Our Small World Festival that we have every year in March or April shows the diversity that Hinesville has. So I think, that I don't think I know, the prognosis for our city is great. Remember, 2015 is an election year. This is the last time that I'll be talking as mayor here, so y'all have somebody next year to talk. But the most important thing is please get out and vote. No matter who you vote for or what, please get out and vote. That determines how your government is run.